I have gotten a lot of requests to make a video on how to create a US business bank account at Mercury.com, and that is exactly what we're going to discuss today. I started using Mercury US business bank account last year, but before that year, that was last 2 years, I created a Mercury business bank account, but I got rejected. But I tried again last year and the account got approved. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the kind of selections that I made, the kind of choices that I made that helped me to get an approved Mercury US bank account. And all you have to do is to follow my steps, and these guidelines are going to help you to get your own Mercury US business bank account approved in no time. But before we get started, I want to show you the benefits of using Mercury US Business Bank account and why I recommend it for business owners, freelancers, or for whatever business you want to be using it for. So while you are here, hover at the product and then click on the pricing, because we want to know what they are offering. So they said transparent pricing, free bank account, no minimum balances. So this means you do not have to pay any money to create an account at Mercury. And there is a free domestic wires transfer, free USD international wires, 1% fee on currency exchange. That is if you are sending a currency other than USD, then there is going to be a 1% fee on currency exchange. So what I like about this is receiving and sending out money is free of charge, right? Unlike Payoneer that charges 1% on any fee that you receive and over 5% if you want to withdraw, right? Unless you are transferring to a fellow Payoneer user, then it's going to be free of charge. If you have a US company, then I would recommend that you have a Mercury US bank account, because it is going to help you a lot, right? So for the monthly fees, 0, overdraft fees, 0, and you'll also have access to a virtual debit card as well as a debit card, and you can request for this and it will be sent over to your country. You will also have access to a checking account as well as a savings account, and you can see all of the payments here: sending and receiving ACH free, sending and receiving checks free, sending domestic wires free. So you can always check out their website and then go to the pricing to check out everything they have to offer. One of the amazing things that I love about this Mercury is the feature that allows you to upload checks into your Mercury dashboard. So what this means is that a US client can write a check for you, snap it and send to you, and when you receive it, all you have to do is to head over to your Mercury dashboard and upload this check. So after the verification, right, if they find out that the check is genuine and it is legit, they are going to deposit the money into your Mercury balance. It is very amazing. Although I haven't received any check, no one has sent me a check, people prefer to use digital means now to make payments, probably using their debit or credit card, PayPal, or via bank transfer. But knowing that Mercury allows this check option, it is amazing even to hear. Now that we have gone through the benefits of using Mercury US Business Bank account, it is now time for us to look at the requirements, because there are requirements if you want to get started with setting up your Mercury US Business Bank account. There are some things that you have to get ready if you want to start your application right now. So let's check them out. Since we are creating a US business bank account, it is very necessary for you to have a US company, or LLC as they normally call it. If you don't have a US company or an EIN number, which is Employer Identification Number, then check below this video. I have included a link or a guide that will help you to get all of these requirements before you can get started with creating your Mercury US Business Bank account. So don't forget to save this video or bookmark it so that you can always come back to it to get started with creating your US Business Bank account at Mercury. But if you already have a US company and you have your EIN number, it is now time for us to get started with creating our Mercury US Business Bank account. So let's head over to mercury.com and get started with creating this account right away. So let's head over to mercury.com. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started with creating our account. So at the top corner of the page, you are going to see open account. Click on that. And then here you have to enter your first name and your last name. Enter an email address. So when you've done that, enter your choice of password. And make sure that it is something you can remember. So when you've done that, click on Start Application. And it will ask you to tell them more about your company. So you can enter your company name here, or whatever name you want to use. So you can select whatever thing that resonates with the kind of person you are. If you are the founder, CFO, investor, select whichever one you are. So I'll leave it at founder and then next. So the next step is going to ask you to choose your team's call sign. So you can just select whichever thing, right? And then continue. Now for the next step, they're going to ask you some few questions. So whatever you are going to select here is going to tamper with your application or affect your application positively or negatively, right? So I'm telling you right now to just select none of the above, right? Select none of the above. So when you selected it, just go ahead and click on OK. Let's go. All right, let's keep going. Click on continue. This is where they're going to ask you information about your company, and you have to make sure that whatever you are giving them here is exactly how it is. It is genuine and not fake or wrong details. Now for the company name, if what is here is not your company name, make sure to edit it and enter it exactly as it appears on your formation document. For your company website, you can always edit this to your company website. For your legal business name, it will be the same as your company name, right? So we are still going to enter Brainy Courses LLC. Now, this is where you have to enter your EIN number, which is your employer identification number. Now, if you don't have an LLC or an EIN number, be sure to check the description of this video. I have included a guide that would help you get all of these requirements. Now, when you've entered your EIN, the next one is your company type, right? So you know the kind of company you created, but the guide that I gave is for LLC, right? So if you created an LLC, be sure to select it. Good. Now, when you get to the industry, you have to be careful on what you are going to select, because Mercury have also included an industry that they do not like, meaning if you select this industry, they are likely to reject your application and they won't approve you. So the question is, what did I select in my own case? I'll tell you. So I selected consultant. That was what I selected. I offer consulting services, coaching services. So this was what I selected. So that is what I'm going to select right now. Now it says, give us the elevator pitch for Brainy Courses LLC. So since you selected consultant, right, you have to give them a description that best relates to the industry you selected. Now, if you are someone that always finds it hard to give a very awesome description for your business, then I think I might help you out. Have you heard of Chat GPT? So this is an artificial intelligence. So we're going to use this AI to generate awesome descriptions for our business. So let's head over to Chat GPT. So if you haven't heard about Chat GPT, I will include a link so that you can sign up and use this AI. It is really, really intelligent. So since we are looking for a pitch for Brainy courses in terms of consulting, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask this AI a question right now, and it is going to give me a very awesome description that I'm going to enter in this section. And it is going to give me an awesome description. Can you see that? It's amazing, right? So I'm just going to copy this. I need it to be short, so I just need this. Let's copy it and then paste. Brainy Courses is a one-stop shop for professional development and career advancement. Our consulting and coaching services provide expert guidance to help individuals and organizations reach their full potential. So it says, what will you use your account for? So you can say that to charge my clients, right? That's an idea right there. Now it says, what clients do you typically consult for? We can go back to our AI and say, can you write the type of clients I will consult for? And it will give you that. I mean, this AI is amazingly it is so crazy. Now, let's just copy some lines. Probably just 3 points. Yes, so let's copy it. So Brainy Courses specializes in consulting and coaching for a variety of clients, including, so let's number this: 1, 2, and 3. So you're done. Let's just put a full stop there. Now it says must be 280 characters. I think we went over 280 characters, so let's just remove 0.3 and we are good. All right, so major investors, this is optional, so just leave it. And for this box, it says my company is involved in cryptocurrency. Even if your company is involved in cryptocurrency, do not tick this. Don't tick it. So let's click on next. And the next one is your company's contact information. Now this is about your company. Whatever you're going to enter here is your company's business address. So if you check your formation document, after your LLC or US company was formed, there was a formation document that was sent to you. And now this formation document contains the details about your company, including your business address. So this business address is what you're going to enter here. So if you follow the guide in the description that I gave you, I recommended from the US company, probably in Missouri. And that is the address you're going to be getting. You're going to get a Missouri business US address. So let's do that. United States company address, 231S Bemiston Avenue. So this is the address you're going to get. Now for the phone number with country code, If you have a US phone number, you can use that. You can also use your local phone number from your country, right? So when you've entered it, click on next. And now this is your company's owners. Now this is about you, the owner of the company. Who owns this company? Is it just one person, two persons, more than two persons? You are going to enter this information here. Now for the legal first name, since I am the only owner of this company, I am only going to enter my details here. But in a situation whereby we are two owners, I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, let's enter my name. All right, first name, second name, job title, CEO, ownership percentage. So if you are two persons that owns this company, and let's say the ownership percentage is 50-50, then you can enter 50 here. If it is 60-70, then you know how to divide it. Since I'm the only owner, it is going to be 100%. But if I am not the only owner, let's say 50%, depending on the percentage you shade it, all right, and then you're going to see add another owner profile. So when you click on that, you can now add the second person, and like that you can add the third person, the fourth person. All right, so I'll click here and edit this and leave it at 100%. Now for the citizenship status, remember this is about the owners of the company, and I am a Nigerian and I'm a non-US citizen. So let's get started with filling in our citizenship status. Now for this, I am a non-resident. And for the date of birth, enter your date of birth here, your month, date, and year. For the phone number, since they're asking about me, this is going to be a phone number from my country, Nigeria, and I will enter the remaining details. Now for the home address, remember this is about you. So click on the drop down and enter your home address, from your country, right? Select your home address, enter your streets, apartment, if any, your city, province or region, and postal code. Now for the identification, you have to select either a passport, US driver's license, US state ID, or employee authorization document. So since you are a non-US citizen, then you can select passport, right? Or you can select a US driver's license, that is if you have any. But since you are a non-US citizen, they want you to use a passport. You can also contact Mercury if you want them to manually approve probably your driver's license from another country if you have any. So for me, I used a passport the last time that I created a Mercury account, and they accepted that, no questions asked. All right, so when you've selected your passport, then you have to click here and upload the passport. All right, and then they also ask you to take a photo of yourself, and that is after uploading this, you still need to take a photo of yourself. And if you click on this information icon, it will tell you we use ID verification to mitigate financial loss and maintain regulatory compliance, right? And if you click there, it will ask to use your phone camera or your laptop camera, and if you click on allow, then you're going to show up here, and then just pause and then click on the camera icon. All right, so use this photo, and my photo is uploaded, and they're going to ask you a few more questions, which is political exposure. So have you or any persons associated with you ever held a political office in a foreign country? So no. Social profiles. So I would recommend that you enter something here, because the previous time that I created an account, I entered my Facebook profile. So I think you should do the same thing if you have a Twitter, whichever platform that you are active, right? Just write it down here for them. Also make sure that it matches with the name that you used in your personal, that your owner's information, right? The company's owners, make sure it matches your name. But if you don't have it, it's optional, no problem. And when you're done entering all of this, including the owners, another owner profile. So if you enter the second owner of this company, you still need to provide their details as well as their passport or ID. So when you're done, click on this and then next. Now the next one is your company's name. Does your company have a DBA, which is doing business as, or an official name change? So you can select no and next. Now the next one is your company formation documents. So like I said before, when your LLC or US company was formed, there was a document, a formation document that was sent to you. Normally it can be called articles of organization. So that is the document type you are going to select. So articles of organization. So depending on the kind of formation document you were sent, just look at the heading. It will tell you the type of document it is. And for my own, it was written as articles of organization. So whatever document you get, look at the heading. You see the name of that document or the type of that document. And for mine, it was articles of organization. Now, depending on the state you formed your LLC, some headings might come as certificate of formation. Right, I'm just trying to let you in all of the differences. So I'll select articles of organization and then upload that document here. So like they said, articles of incorporation, organization, certificate of formation. So they are all the same thing. But like I said, depending on the state you formed your LLC, all the headings may be different, but they are all the same. So when you're done, click on next and then you get your EIN. So they're going to ask you to upload a document, and this can be a CP575 form, a 147C letter, returned SS4 form, or a screenshot of the IRS website with your EIN clearly visible. Now, if you are a non-US citizen, this is the one you're going to have, which is the SS4 form, right? Because if you are a non-US citizen, if you want to apply for an EIN, they are going to send you an SS4 form for you to fill, and when your EIN is available, they're going to send you a returned SS4 form that will have your EIN number at the top right. Now, this is the document you are going to upload here. But if you have any of the documents here, fine, you can upload it. But majority of people, especially in non-US citizen, they usually have this returned SS4 form. So upload the one you have and click on next. Now for the expected activity, do you currently have US operations, either employees, investors, customers, suppliers, or locations? So all of these things, the one that applies to me is the customers, because I'm going to be getting customers from the US, and also when I do affiliate marketing and this platform wants to pay me, they're going to deposit this money in US dollars. So that is also included, right? It's a US operation. Whether you are earning from US, you're getting a customer from US, it is all under operations. So I'm going to select yes, and you also select yes, because if you select no, you'll be required to have US operations in US within 2 years. So just select yes and then select customers. If you also have a physical location in the US, you can say locations. And if you have suppliers, probably you are doing drop shipping or whatever you are doing and you have suppliers in the US and you can prove that, then you can select suppliers. But I'm just going to select customers. Now it says, how are you acquiring customers in the US? And they have also given you a few ideas like paid marketing, direct sales, something else. So you can either ask your chat GPT to give you an idea on what to write. So I'm just going to ask it. All right, let's see. All right, so it says Brony Courses acquires clients through a combination of paid marketing and direct sales. All right, so that I've given you an idea. Now for the next one, which is what will you use your Mercury account for? So just select whichever one that applies. So for me, I selected sending wires and currency exchange, receiving revenue, credit card, and paying suppliers. All right, so it says, how would you describe your business? So for the first one, it says I'm a new company or my funding is uncertain. And the second one is I'm an established company with predictable cash flows. So I'm probably a new company. If you are a new company, then you can select yes. It says, do you know where your first deposits will come from? You can say yes. And it says, that's great. We'd love to learn a few more about your expected sources of funding. So you can say revenue, because probably you're going to be making some money, and this money is going to be deposited into your Mercury US Business Bank account, right? So it says, what do you expect your average monthly revenue to be over the next year? So let's say you can select whichever one. I mean, if you know your capabilities, you can probably see your future and select whichever one that you want. So I can't remember the one that I selected, but I think it should be 0 to 10K. Then it says, how do you expect to be paid? So for me, I usually use this Mercury account to accept payments from Stripe, Share a Sell, that is an affiliate marketing platform, and they usually send payments via ACH. So I'll use ACH payment processor such as Stripe, e-commerce platform, probably Shopify payments, wire transfer. Don't select crypto exchange. I don't know why, but don't select it. I mean, they are trying to hook you. Not every US business bank account relates with crypto exchange, so don't just select it. Even if you want to be using it for crypto exchange, don't select it. You can also select check. So I've done 4 selections here already. I'll just say next. Then last but not least, based on your industry, we have a few quick follow-ups to help us get to know your business a little better. So it says, who are your target customers or clients? All right, let's go back to ChatGPT. All right. Of course, ChatGPT never fails. So it says Brony Courses targets a wide range of clients, including, and you can see some few ideas. So I'm just going to select that. Maybe up to 2 points. All right. Best, good. Now the next one is, can you tell us the specific product you are building, items you are selling, or service you are providing? I sell online courses, offer consultations and coaching, and also run paid Zoom classes. So I think that is enough. So from here, you can know what you can use for yours. You can also ask ChatGPT to help you. Now the next one is, how do you usually receive payments, and what other types of transactions do you expect to flow through this account? I receive payments through affiliate marketing networks, payment processors, e-commerce platforms like Shopify payments. All right, so that is it. So you can add more if you have. So this is it. The next one is, how do you primarily find and connect with potential clients? You can say, all right, I was about to write from my YouTube channel. So for you can say, from my paid ads, paid Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ads. So one thing you should understand is you have to be specific and you have to be truthful as possible. Don't just give short answers. Be direct with your answer so that when they read it, they will understand exactly what you want to use this account for. And when you do that, it will help boost your account for approval. Now, almost done. So this is where you review all the selections that you've made, starting from the first step of your company info to the last step. And after reviewing your information, making sure that everything is accurate and straight to the point, now go ahead and click on review your application, and from there you can submit this application. So this video might have taken some time, probably because I was explaining each of the sections, but I promise you that it is worth it. So this video takes some time, right? Because I was explaining each of the sections, but I promise you that it's worth it. All you have to do is just to follow the steps and you have a 90% chance of getting your Mercury account approved. So approval is within 4 to 5 business days, and they'll get back to you. So along the line, they might ask you to verify your address, your personal address, right? Especially if they cannot verify the address. This is the address they're going to ask you to, let me bring it up, your personal address. They might ask you to verify your address. Your company's owners, they'll ask you to verify your home address, especially if your address is not verifiable online, because there are some countries that some addresses are not verifiable. So they would want you to upload a document, maybe an utility bill, NEPA bill, light bill, to verify this address. But if you are in a case where you were asked to verify your address and you cannot do that at the moment, be sure to contact me and I will help you out for a token. Thank you for watching this video till this very moment, and if you created your account and it got approved, be sure to leave your feedback in the comment section. And if you encountered any problems or if you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comment section and I will answer them.